And now I would like to call Yvonne Bambrick. Yvonne, that's right, isn't it? Yes, an urban cycling consultant. Come up, speak to us. Yeah, nice meeting you. Cheers.
Thanks.
Go.
Hi, folks. Yvonne Bambrick. I like to talk about bikes, hence my invitation today. I don't think it'll come to news to most of you folks here, but cycling transportation is fairly efficient. It saves us an awful lot of money when we choose it. You can redirect that money you're not spending on a car into the local economy, which is great for all our small independent businesses. It's good for your butt, it's good for your legs, it's good for your heart, and often enough it's good for your mind, unless you end up in an unfortunate altercation, which thankfully doesn't happen too often. I think we're getting better on the roads in Toronto. And examples like this from a major corporation in Toronto certainly serves as an example for other large corporations that are starting to include important assets for their employees that choose to ride to get to work. They get there on time more often than not. They get there energized. And it's good for employee health overall to be physically fit and active. So it's a joy to be here today, and I really do like this facility, and I'm jealous, completely jealous. So it's wonderful to see, and congratulations to the whole team. It seems like it was quite an effort, and hopefully as we do this more often throughout the city, it'll become much more easy to include these types of facilities. Anyway, congratulations.
Thanks, Yvonne. And it's true, I've learned in the past year of commuting here to work and stuff that we can all learn to work together on the roads. I mean, we can all coexist on the roads. We as cyclists have to use some common sense, and I think be visible. Drivers will learn to see us. But what happens when you get to work is very important. So we are very happy to have this space. And now, before I introduce our next guest, it reminds me of something I was saying to Adam earlier. I have to get my name off that bike locker list because I have my own safe spot, and I'll free it up. Someone will be very happy. Adam Vaughan is the councillor for Ward 20. Is that right? Ward 20? Trinity Spadina. Come forth, speak, wise one.
Well, this is a worrisome sight. Adam Vaughan speaking at the CBC without a prepared script. It's made a lot of producers nervous in my time without written words from good writers. As many of you know, and a lot of friends here today, I worked at the CBC for close to 10 years, and during that time, never had a driver's license. So when I was riding to Parliament Street at the old Parliament Street studios, that was a long hike, but I lived in Parkdale, and so the ride to the broadcast center was quite a bit more interesting and quite a bit shorter, and allowed me to, when we had to do chase producing at 5 in the morning, ride my bike here. When we first moved into the building, though, there was virtually no lockup outside. We used to ride around the atrium. I don't have to worry about being fired, so I can tell that story now. And then leave our bikes in the studio. But that changed over time. And what happened is that as we started to lock our bikes outside, they started to disappear. That was the worst case scenario. There was also situations, I had a very old bike, and people used to lock their bike to mine thinking it had been there for years anyways, which was never very fun when you came out at 11 o'clock in the morning from the chase shift and had to walk home or take a TTC vehicle. Nonetheless, we know that cycling has been a strong part of the CBC's contribution to this part of the city, whether it was Kevin Sylvester giving cycling reports in conjunction with traffic reports that later became also transit reports, or whether it was simply just supporting the initiatives in the city and giving them the coverage they deserved. The CBC has always been a strong partner in building better bicycling infrastructure in this city. This is one example of it, and our response to that at the city is to get you bike lanes to the CBC. And so, currently, working its way through council, our bike lanes proposed for Wellington, from Simcoe straight across to the new pedestrian bridge down to the waterfront at Portland. That will also hook up with new bike lanes at Simcoe, which will take you to the waterfront, hopefully past Dundas, and perhaps even up as far as the hospital system, which will hook a lot of folks who live in Riverdale into the bike system that flows east from there. And additionally, Peter Street will connect down to the waterfront and Bremner Boulevard, where other bike lanes will be built, and that will move all the way north through Soho and connect up with the Beverly Street St. George bike infrastructure. So a basket weave of cycling infrastructure to get you to and from this great facility is in the works, and your voices of advocacy as citizens is greatly appreciated and will be coming forward, I hope, in the new year, and is part of the plan to make sure that cycling in this part of the city is not just safe, but is in fact fun. Because a lot of us cycle for convenience, but those of us who cycle for fun are the next generation of commuters, and we have to build that experience into the cycling experience in Toronto. So with that, thanks very much for the invitation. Nice to see all of you again, and let's get on with the ribbon cutting as soon as we have a few more speeches.
Cheers. Now the MP for Trinity Spadina is Olivia Chow.
Etienne and everyone here, all the cyclists, congratulations. Looks great. And your bike is safe, it's dry, and it's really well taken care of. CBC has always been out there pushing for cycling. And I know that this bicycle user group started in 2001. And by 2002, you started this project, and in 2006, you got an award from the City of Toronto, and when I was the chair of the cycling committee, because you installed, I think it's 180, but there's about 180, yeah, 100, I still remember, 180 bike parking spots outside all around the CBC building. But as some of you that ride bikes regularly would know, they're all filled up. Every time I come down to CBC for an interview, it's full of bicycles. So having more facilities indoor and it's safe is very, very important. Now I know that the cycling focus is not just in Toronto. There is in Ottawa, where I'm sometimes at, there is the Mikes on Bike program on Queen Street. They have good cycling facilities in Halifax, in Vancouver, in Montreal. They have a bike rental program, and they have all across Canada. CBC is out there promoting cycling. So it's a big congratulations to the entire corporation. I know that cycling is cheap, so you're saving taxpayers' money. Yeah? You're keeping healthy, again, that's a very important aspect. And I just hope that we, in the federal government, that there would be more opportunity to celebrate successes. Because I know when the City of Toronto start giving awards to celebrate successes and good best practices, it really encourages people to keep moving things forward. So that's what I'll be moving, and I'll be working on that. Also, the federal government have a role to play on making sure there's good bike infrastructure funds, and that there would be some kind of cycling strategy across Canada, which at this point we don't have. So we'll work together, and I'll see you on the street, and probably we'll see all of you in May, the Bike to Work Week mass ride. Thanks very much.
And now I think the ribbon, it grows nervous. It is time. So who are we going to have? So if everyone, do we have a drum roll? Step out of the way. This ribbon's going to be confetti. All right. Are we going to do a 1, 2, 3 snip thing, or we'll pose for the photos first? We'll pose. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming down here, for being part of this, for riding your bike, for helping to organize a place where our bikes are safe and dry. And enjoy hot chocolates, cookie, and ride safe. As Steve Bauer says, keep the rubber side down. Thank you.